Hey there pilots, welcome to TitanTime, Dan here, and today let's discuss my first and favourite Titan loadout for Frontier Defense. After playing on easy, regular and hard modes on all maps, this is now my go-to loadout for any situation, and we're going to be using Northstar. So far the main Titans I see being used are Legion, Scorch and Monarch, so why is Northstar my best option? All those fast moving grunts, stalkers and arc titans plus the plasma drones surely mean the precision of Northstar is not as reliable as the DPS power of Legion or Scorch. But choosing the right kit option here is key, so you want to pick Piercing Shot. Piercing Shot is crucial in Frontier Defense for several reasons. First of all, it will penetrate all enemy targets, so take the map Rise for example, with its long contained sightlines. Lining up shots with multiple titans behind each other happens very often, doubling or tripling your DPS per shot. And because of the distances at which you can shoot at, by the time those enemy titans have reached you, they are already ready for finishing off. Piercing Shot is fantastic for taking out large groups of nuke titans for the following reason. Without Piercing Shot, every time you doom a nuke titan, that titan essentially blocks all the damage you try to do to the other titans behind it. You have to wait for that nuke ejection sequence to finish and for the titan to disappear before you can start dealing with the next one. And a great example of this once again is on Rise, with the final wave of nuke titans constantly advancing on the Harvester. Those few seconds of having to wait for a nuke titan to eject start to add up after the 9th or 10th time. And Piercing Shot means you can shoot through those nuking titans and still be racking up that damage whilst your friendly titans have to wait for the animation to finish. Speaking of friendly titans, Piercing Shot also fires through friendly titans, so you don't have to keep peeking and waiting to get a clear shot over your teammates, just shoot right through them. And what about those grunts, stalkers and drones? Well, Northstar can more than hold her own against these, either by firing her cluster at small groups, or using her Piercing Shot to take out a few grunts or drones in a row. That coupled with the Aegis rank upgrades such as your plasma railgun charging quicker, or your double cluster, taking out smaller targets isn't such a problem. But Dan, I hear some of you pilots say, what about enhanced payload? Well, I started using this and found that whilst it's definitely beneficial at taking out larger groups of minions, its effectiveness varies drastically when it comes to titans, with them either dodging your cluster, or in those times when your teammates are in the heat of battle, your cluster ends up hitting your teammates in the back and not reaching its target. Piercing Shot also makes getting your flight core quickly so much easier, and I'd take a flight core over a cluster missile to deal with groups of stalkers or those arc titans who start getting in close. As for your other titan kit, this is your own personal preference, but I'd suggest Nuclear Eject. Piercing Shot means I can deal with multiple titans at long range, so I don't find myself getting in up close firefights, meaning my Northstar tends to stay up and running for the entire length of the match. However, on harder difficulties, having that Nuclear Eject means I can always sacrifice my Titan near the Harvester when it's doomed for the times when it gets overrun by enemies. And when you need to clear an area quick, Nuclear Eject is the best option by far. Piercing Shot turns Northstar into one of the most damage dealing Titan choices in Frontier Defense, whether you're holding an area of the map by yourself, or stood side by side with your teammate holding off those relentless wave of enemies. It's so good to see Northstar taking her rightful place as Queen, so try it out, let me know how you get on pilots, and I'll catch you next time.